Caring for the poor is lending to the Lord, and you will be well paid. Greetings to you all in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Today I am going to present a commentary on an inspirational missionary about Paul Brand. Paul Brand was born in Uttarakhand, Nilgiri Hills, southwest India. He lived in Vellore, South India. He is a man of renowned reputation. He is known to have changed the world's perception of leprosy and leprosy sufferers. Paul was a man of many talents and interests. He was a reasonable painter, a teacher, and of course a brilliant and innovative surgeon who challenged the way the world thought about leprosy. Paul Brand was born in 1914 in the chilly named Mountains of Death in southwest India. His parents were missionaries who were fully dedicated to God. As a very small child, Paul accompanied his father to the mountain villages, watching him practice fairly basic medicine. Paul loved his parents and respected their work, but he did not love medicine, finding it too messy, and so soon after he finished his school years, he was sent to Britain. Paul became an apprentice carpenter and spent 4 years working in the building trade. However, at missionary college, it became clear to him that if he wanted to work for God overseas, it would be as a trained doctor. In his first week at medical school, he met Margaret, who shared his deep commitment to work for God's overseas. They married and worked together as companions yoked for the Lord until the end of Paul's life. Paul then self-volunteered to go to Vellore in India and teach surgery. The idea of leprosy work never occurred to him until he arrived in India and encountered the beggars, most of whom exhibited leprosy. Shortly after his arrival in Vellore, one of Paul's colleagues, Dr. Cosbain, challenged him to find out the cause of deformity of the hands in leprosy patients. Paul was inspired by the combination of his discovery about the muscles in the hand. The challenge from his respected colleague, a tingling sense that God was speaking to him, made Paul realize that this was why he had come to India. Now Paul could see the clearer picture of God's call and purpose for him. Paul's work in India faced many obstacles. He had no beds in the hospital, no medical staff, and then to make things more complicated, there was a natural prejudice against leprosy sufferers. However, Paul refused to face by the objection. Leprosy patients had not only needed good hands, but they also needed a new life, including a trade for their daily bread. This prompted Dr. Paul Brand in the founding of the New Life Center, where patients were taught skills to enable them to learn practical trades and in some cases to start their own cottage industry. Paul and Margaret left India to observe work at the United States Public Health Service Leprosy Center in Carlisle, Louisiana. Paul finally stopped traveling and speaking about 9 months before he died. Paul died in July 2003 at the age of 89. Around that time, his good friend Philip Yancey wrote these words: "I have often written of bad doses of faith I got here and there. Truly, I believe that God brought Paul Brand into my life, of that I could take all the time in the world to examine one human being and learn what God had in mind with the whole creation experiment. No one has affected my faith more." Proverbs 3:3 says that, "Do not let kindness and truth leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart," and conclude by saying that a good Christian will show the kindness of Christ by his deeds and thus by changing the precipitation of his suffering. Thank you.
அடுத்தபடியாக a skit பரலோக வாசல் by beginners